Stardust connections of us all. Please welcome Brian Grosz.
Oh, shit.
You're just enjoying this little show here.
I'm having a blast. How do I follow that? Okay, we're in a bookstore, so I'm not going to mention that I have words on paper that are available for sale. You can get one off me if you want.
So glad you're not mentioning that.
So one of the phrases Miss T threw out was logic defying. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I didn't totally screw this up. So we're just going to call it that, I suppose. There will be no title. If you don't sit down every night and think to yourself, wow, that was weird, you are traveling through space-time on this blue marble third rock from the sun in a poor way. And Kevin Bacon, he got shit on me. I generally can get there within 2 degrees. I'll put $5 down that one of you in this room knows somebody that I know in a different time zone. I mean, hell, that's how I met Kent. He had driven from Ohio to New York to see a band called the Bronx, who are from Los Angeles, perform on the East River. And as we were both smoking a cigarette, I looked at this stranger and said, holy shit, you got tattooed by Gunner. He's featured in my girlfriend's new book that I just edited. That's life. When you look and you listen. I remember talking to my mom on the phone one day, and I excitedly said, Ma, I was at the recording studio today and I met Brian Carney, the son of Art Carney from the Honeymooners. And my mother replies, yeah, I know him. We went on a few dates together before I met your father. Way to take the wind out of my sails, Ma. And will you please answer Steven Tyler's calls? I know you went to high school together. He used to hang out in Grandma's backyard, and that could definitely help my music career. But I digress, and by no means is this piece supposed to be just nothing but name dropping. If you live your life properly, and you are able to connect the dots, you realize that we're all just stardust. My friend Gwen is what I call my concert bitch. Doesn't matter who's playing. If I have an extra ticket, I can ring her up and she's fucking down to go. She grew up in Seattle, and I think there are only a handful of musicians from the grunge era with whom she didn't get loaded. She was off in Mexico on vacation and brought back 4 lucha libre masks for the first 4 people who showed up at the bar on Halloween afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
There was Peaches, not me, friend of mine, Peaches, a very flamboyant gay black man with a PhD from Harvard in political science. There was Rangelina, a cranky old man with terrible teeth and the acerbic wit of B. Arthur. There was Painter Matt, who was well known for walking into weddings and getting that dance floor started and not even having an invitation. And there was me. And you can interpret me as you will. So we all got the masks. And apparently I was the only one who wasn't carrying an 8-ball of Coke in their sock. So I get this text from my pal Logan, who was my roommate at the Royal Shakespeare Company. Dude, my flight from LA was delayed, but we're throwing a Halloween/birthday party for me and Eddie tonight at a loft in the village. Bring whoever you want, 9 p.m. Needless to say, me and the other luchadores were on our way. And after numerous key bumps on the subway and plain view of any plainclothes officer who might have been riding the C train, Lord knows we were definitely on the C train. In New York City, having an elevator in your building is a sign that you've made it. But living in a building where the elevator opens into your living room? That's a sign that you're stinking rich. And the four of us just strolled right in, fully masked, acting like we owned the place. And the first person I saw was Eddie K. Thomas, the dude who fucked Stifler's mom in American Pie. He and I had played poker a few times, so we shook hands and hugged and exchanged pleasantries. He was also in full drag, dressed as Miranda from Sex and the City. Additionally, he introduced me to his mother, who spent a long time lecturing me about God knows what, because I was too busy like coke chewing my face off to listen attentively. So Logan shows up and introduces me to his girlfriend who was on the flight with him, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, you're dating Marissa Tomei. Okay. And then Peaches hands me his bag of coke and says, here baby, you just take this. Just wake me up when you're all done and ready to go back to Brooklyn. He remains the only person I know who can do $100 worth of coke and then pass out on a stranger's couch while surrounded by 100 people. So I'm in the kitchen and I'm pretending that I'm looking into the fridge for a beer. But really, I'm just using the top of the vegetable crisper to cut up lines. So I'm literally going like this. And then Rangelina looks at me and goes, let's go to the bathroom, girl. I don't need you to blow me. I just need to piss and do more blow. So Rangelina's pissing in the toilet, and I'm pissing in the shower. I mean, fuck it, it wasn't my apartment, and who doesn't piss in the shower? We both do a quick line on top of the toilet tank, and all of a sudden, two people walk in. I don't recognize the woman, but she's dressed like slutty Snow White. Yeah, Snow White. So I'm intrigued. I look at the dude and think, shit, you're trying to do that incognito thing by wearing your hat way down low. You're Jason Biggs from American Pie. Can we get in on that? He asked. Rangelina weaved out of the bathroom, and I flipped out one of my knives and scooped up a bump, and I said, ladies first. And they both thanked me, and we walked out acting like nothing had happened, knowing full well that everyone at the party knew what was going down. And years later, I started following a woman on Twitter. She was hilarious. She wrote for Playboy, tight with a ton of comedians, and then it clicked. I messaged her and said, is there any chance this photo is of you dressed as Snow White? We were at Logan and Eddie's birthday / Halloween party together. I was the tattooed guy in the Lucha Libre mask. She totally remembered me and immediately requested my Facebook friendship for whatever that's worth. Celebrity is bullshit, and it doesn't impress me. But what is truly logic-defying, or perhaps logic-inducing, is that if you listen hard enough and you're asking the right questions, you realize that you're connected to everything out there. We're all just stardust. A girl on my darts team casually said to me, oh, you're from New York? A friend of mine from Sarah Lawrence is a film critic up there. Yeah, $5 says you're talking about Jenny Miller. I've cooked for her in my apartment on multiple occasions, and she also knows a ton of my friends from high school in Connecticut who were big in the goth scene back in the 90s. I was right. Stardust. You just have to forget about yourself for a wee minute. Nothing is technically logic-defying if you sit back and think about it. You brought yourself here and there. And that's why it happened. Thank you.